Welcome to Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your host, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc. DGAI is a New Orleans-based management consulting and performance management business founded in 1996. So if you want to learn more about my services, my professional services, please visit my website at www.gouldassociates.com, where you can learn more about my management consulting, executive coaching, business motivational keynoting, facilitating, and training. So that's the business side that keep the lights on, y'all. But right now, I am having so much fun with my new podcast called Hustle Skirt. So to give you a little information about the mission of Hustle Skirt, you see this guest right here in front of us? She is one of many reasons why I passionately love doing this particular podcast. It is to promote, communicate, and amplify the influence of women entrepreneurs, as well as C-suite or higher executive like our guest today, Miss Paula Merrick Roddy. So we will have invitation for nonprofit as well as many others in the business community. But right now, she just happened to be one of those in my top 10 list. I said, oh, I have to interview Paula Roddy. The Hustle Skirt guests might just talk to you about their stories in life or overcoming challenges and obstacles to put them in a position to make a difference to empower others. It will be engaging. They will share pursuing opportunities, victories, and accomplishment, and succeeding in various settings in their organization, governmental agency, or businesses. So to my audience, a guest like Paula Roddy, I want you to be real clear. Without a doubt, we did not live this long and strong to be put on the back shelf. The first time I had the privilege to meet Miss Roddy, it was on a Zoom call a couple of years ago, and I said, who is this amazing woman with the state of Louisiana, DOTD? And I searched high and low, and folks within my network said, yes, she's the real deal, Debra. She is the real deal. And so I want to bring this to my audience today for those who are seeking opportunities in Louisiana. She really does keep it real. So, Ms. Roddy, the Hustle Skirt podcast will be an opportunity for guests like yourself to connect with and market their services to the listening audience. So without any other hesitation, it gives me indeed a privilege to introduce my guest today, Paula Merrick Roddy. She has a BS degree from the Louisiana State University that we call LSU and Masters from Southern University. In this position since 2019, former math teacher and almost 30 years of government service. Ms. Roddy, I'm so excited. Thank you for being here today. How you doing today, Paula?
I'm doing great, Miss Grava. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity.
I am serious. When I heard you speak, it felt like a moment of E.F. Hutton. Everything just stopped. And the way you were engaging and the education and awareness that you shared with minority or small or business firms, how to do business with the state of Louisiana, it's like you were so authentic. And I started focusing more on ways that to search bid opportunity. And you were that influence that kept me engaged enough to make sure that my company was in the procurement system. So I thank you for this opportunity today. So let's get started. If you've had a chance to check out any of my other interviewing guests, I always ask questions so that you can just give us as much information. So y'all ready to hear from this brilliant person here? My first question, I don't know about you all, but I'm eager to find out what is the best praise or constructive or useful feedback you have had from family, friends, business colleagues, large to small businesses owners, advocacy business groups that has been blessed to be on the same path with you. Can you just take a few minutes to engage us in what is the possibility in the day in the life of Paula Roddy?
Debra, thank you. I would have to start off by saying people recognize that I have such a passion for this. I grew up in a household of educators, and excellence was always expected. And so everything I do, I give it 1,000%. You know, you're going to get everything. I really want our small businesses to succeed in everything that they do. My dad was a small business owner, and, you know, he did very well, but he did not know about these community resources and programs and what have you that are available. So I have made it my personal mission. I am going to spread the word, work with our disadvantaged businesses. So you guys know, because, you know, we have all this money coming into the state. It is your time. If you all don't take advantage of this now, as my mom used to say, shame on you. You know, it's about knowledge, educating yourself, putting yourself out there in the community, and showing up every day. I'm up at 5 every morning, and I don't typically leave until it's probably pushing 6 o'clock. But I'm ready because I want to get the word out, and this is so important.
So companies like myself, Debra Gould and Associate Inc., I always have high praise for Paula because you are that type of influence and impact. When you walk into a room, you bring the show. And that is captivating. And generally, if you're on a panel, others are seeking you out in the room. And so continue doing the work. And I'm glad that you come out of a household with a father that was an entrepreneur and you have made this your mission. So I am much appreciated. So I'm going to press rewind just for a moment, because even though I shared some of your credentials, I didn't tell it all about the 30 years in government. So I want my audience to know that today, Paula Roddy is DOTD Program Director, Department of Transportation and Development. She is the Compliance Program section of the Office of the Secretary. So I'm going to get in your Kool-Aid, and I want you to say this to my audience before we log off here today. Paula, contact information is area code 225-379-1382. Y'all just heard she get up awfully early in the morning. I'm a morning person, and she goes strong to 6 p.m. So at some point, make it your business to pick up that phone and establish a business relationship with Ms. Roddy. And then it's up to you to build on it, to have her talk to you about how to get certified and hopefully assist you in any way with bid searches. So Paula, with your permission, I'm going to just share your email address, and I want you to reinforce it too. That's a capital PAULA dot capital RODDY at LA.gov. So I'm going to move on to my next question, Paula. What are the three most important habits to be a successful program director in your field?
Deborah, first of all, when you're working in a state agency and you receive federal funds, you have got to know your federal regulations. The regulation that governs our DBE program is 49 CFR Part 26. I live that. That is our Bible. Just like you read your Bible and get ready for church, those federal regs, you have got to know them. Everything revolves around those federal regs. Know your clients. You know, they say know your audience. When I was a high school math teacher, I made it my point to know all of my students. I knew their names, I knew their parents, I knew their likes, things they didn't like. You know, I had a whole resume on each of my students. And, you know, I had to know how to approach them to try to get this information over to them because they had to pass those tests. That was a reflection on me. And no student that I taught was not going to pass the test. So that's the second thing. Know your clients, know what they need, you know, what they're looking for, what do they want for their business. And third, be open to everything. You know, as we get older, we get kind of set in our ways and we don't like change.
One moment.
Change me, baby, change me.
I love that response. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you for that. So let me just repeat what I heard in my listening, those three most important habits. One was know the federal regulation. And two, know your clients. And I'm so glad that you gave us some information as a math teacher. What did you do to prepare for your students to be successful? And as a small business owner, I see you doing that, just not for Debra Gould and Associates Inc., but anyone who's connect with you, you really come across to be that authentic person. And you give us some hard conversation, whether we like it or dislike it. Get yourself ready as a company. And the last thing, a good habit, be open. I'm a baby boomer, but I'm learning as a, to connect and partner and work with millennials and two generation below me, because it's all about the business. And if I'm going to stay in this game, I have to be a part of that game changer. So I'm open to possibilities. I don't always have to be that prime contractor. I'm okay with consulting if I'm going to provide a service that's going to be of value to that client. And I don't know everything. I can do, I can do a lot of things, but I cannot do everything. And just maybe once in a while, I can learn from any other person that want to partner. And that's the way we have to play this game today. So I have one other question, and I hope it's a fun one for you, Paula. What makes a good leader?
Listen, listen, listen. You know, we always want to be the ones talking. You really need to be quiet and listen.
I like that response. Active listening, not just passive listening, because you may just miss something. We want to always get that opportunity, and you'll never get that time in that day again. So if you're in front of someone at an outreach program, listen to what are the tools and resources available that can help you grow your business, or maybe take it in a different, diversify your business, whatever makes sense to stay on top of your game. So, Paula, I don't know about you, but I'm having fun. Shucks, I have to close out right now. But I want to just ask you, I came across a quote the other day through a couple of NBA players. And I want to just throw something out at you and just the first thought that comes to your mind. And this was one of, I believe, a professional NBA player, DeMar DeRozan. The ball should bounce the same for everyone. What is that thought that comes up for you when you hear that around equality, and equity.
The ball should bounce the same for everyone. Right, no distinctions being made. Everybody should have an equal chance. And I'm like you, I do follow basketball. And you're right, the ball is bouncing the same.
Yeah.
So,
And, it's all about, I can bring quality. No one should be grandfathered in and not allow the door to open for others. I can provide the same quality and professional service, but I have to position myself for the opportunity. But if I can compete and I see an RFP, request for proposal, that is my perfect right to bid. I want that door to be able to open, and in that technical committee or the cost side. I mean, I want to score points if it's 100 points, but don't deny me the opportunity for whatever reason the game has been played before. And when I saw that, the ball should bounce the same for everyone. I said, I'm just going to ask Paula that today. What's your first thought on it? And I appreciate your response. So we're going to close out at this moment. Again, the Hustle Skirt podcast objective is to empower you to speak power, just like you heard from Ms. Paula Roddy just now. Embrace change in your own vision, mission, and purpose, and get fired up with passion. That was her word that she used earlier today. That's one of my words too. Make sure to visit our website at www.persistentlane.com, where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt. There's 9 various, and I'm just going to name maybe 1 or 2 of those 9 platforms, from iHeartRadio to iTunes. Please check me out. While you're at it, if you found value in this podcast, we would appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you would just tell a friend, someone in your network, even your neighbor who is also a business owner, come back and check out this particular interview, www.persistentlane.com. So with that being said, just want to say to my listening audience, you are listening to the Hustle Skirt podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your host, Debra Gould. Miss Paula Roddy, thank you so much for the value of your time today. Until we meet again, make yourself a great weekend on purpose. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.